going back to everybody's favorite couple. Classic Christen and Tobin.
Yeah, someone left a comment the other day that we were doing kind of serious videos, and they're like, what would this channel be without Tobin and Christen? And I 100% agreed with that.
Yes. They started it.
So that's what we're going to mainly talk about. Timestamps down below. There is a lot going on. NWSL season is now on pause until mid-August. I'm not exactly sure, but it's on pause till August. And the last match between Orlando Pride and KC Current, that was a spicy match.
It was wild.
But it was fun to see. So that was exciting. Also, two things. I'll start with this. The alternate rules for the Olympics have been changed, updated.
U.S. Women's National Team coach Hayes confirms rule change regarding Olympic alternates.
So just like last time in Tokyo, the alternate rules have been changed. Now, they are different from the rules from Tokyo. From what I believe, maybe I'll link this article, they are a little bit tricky. Basically, if someone in your squad gets sick or injured, that they can swap out a player for that game, but they have to have they have to be checked off by the IOC, and they have to be checked off by team doctors. So it's not like, oh, this person needs a rest. They literally they're thinking maybe COVID is going around and things like that. So it's not you can't just swap in because someone's tired. They actually have to have a sickness or an illness or an injury. And then I believe they can swap back in for the next game if they are recovered from that illness.
Interesting.
Yeah. So, and if the alternate player gets swapped in, so say Lyndon Williams gets swapped in for a game and she plays, she will then get a medal like last time. But it's a little harder to be swapped in. These alternates are very valuable because if any injury happens, then they're allowed to be swapped in. And apparently a lot of people thought this rule change was going to happen. So that is number one. So did everyone hear about that too? We're going to talk about Tobin and Christen, but I saw this headline, or I saw this thing on Twitter. It says,
the LA Times is reporting that Angel City FC's Christen Press will probably appear in the Summer Cup and be ready for significant playing time when the season resumes in August, which is great news. Love to hear that. Glad.
Yeah, so the Summer Cup, I believe, I'm not exactly sure if she's going to play at the beginning or at the end of it, but it's this cup with the Lingua Mexican League. What, Lingua? How do you say it?
It's not tongue, Sarah. It's not lingua. Oh. It's Liga. Oh. League. Oh my gosh. NWSL Liga MX Femenil Summer Cup.
Yeah.
2024.
Both leagues, and there's going to be a winner. They have group stage. I mean, it's on the NWSL website. And it looks pretty exciting. So if we get to see Christen Press come back for that, that'll be very exciting because we all miss her. Everyone misses her. Can't think of one person who doesn't miss her.
Yeah.
She sounds like she's ready to come back. And they just did, and I think that was part of the story they did about her in the LA Times. There was a big, long article about her and about her perspective and playing and, being injured for so long. So we'll hopefully be back.
And BPT, better be true.
I know, it better be. But speaking of Christen and Tobin, I actually wanted to talk about this because I saw this clip about a month ago at this point. And the moment I saw this clip, I did want to do a video about it because it was really cute. But I mean, Christen and Tobin talking about the Olympics, re-ink, they're really gearing up for the Olympics. Because remember last year during the World Cup, I mean, they did so much content. They did analysis of the games. And so they are gearing up for the Olympics. And I think their recap show was on hiatus for a bit. I'm pretty sure it was, but they are back in full force. They just had Krieger on, which we're going to talk about her interview in another video because a couple things happened there that we want to talk about. But they're back. I always love to see what they have to say.
Yeah, it's always exciting to see what they say.
There was actually a funny question. They have people write in, they ask questions, and somebody asked Christen, when she comes back to play, how will she be wearing her hair? Because, for a lot of people, that's a question, especially girls, because girls generally have long hair. A lot of them have long hair. And Christen goes, you know what? That is a good question because she told this funny story about, I believe she said that she was at the Olympics, how her hair was in a bun and how her hair got bashed out of the bun and it fell down, and then they did a quick restart, and then she had to try to pick up her hair, and it was a catastrophe. And she kind of said, I felt unprofessional, but there was nothing I could have done about it. It's kind of like Christen has a lot of hair. And you know, her bun is a big bun, but then she does her hair in a ponytail a lot of time. But she was like, these are the things I think about. And she has so much hair, which you have a lot of hair, Sarah.
Every person with thick hair has broken at least 3 hair ties.
Yeah.
I definitely have. It's just sometimes when you're wearing it, you know, it just pops off and you're like, whoa.
Yeah, snaps right off. But one of the people who sent in a question, somebody sent in a question. This is mainly what this video is about. They sent in a question. But the question was, what were your first impressions of each other? And these are like the questions I think all Preath fans, you know, the origin story. I mean, one day, the origin story of exactly, you know, how things really went on. Maybe one day there'll be a book, there'll be something. Who knows? Maybe not, probably not. But like the origin story, by these little bits we hear, it's just exciting. And I saw somebody saying, these are good for the fanfics, but that's another story.
Oh yeah.
But that was a question. What was your first impressions of each other? Christen was very clear what her impression of Tobin was.
It's 100% exactly what I thought she would say, or what her impression was like of Tobin. She said she thought Tobin was cliquey at first, which, you know, because they were part of the new kids, and which I totally get, you know, being a new kid on the squad, and the 3 of them came on.
They referenced when Lauren Holiday was on the show about a year ago, how she kind of went more into depth about the new kids' relationship with the rest of the team, how they were kind of like their 3. They were cliquey with each other because they came on the team together. They did everything together. And I believe this was last time Lauren Chaney goes, yeah, we hung out together. And then Lauren Chaney said that when she said, first Christen was kind of an outsider because she came from Sweden or played in Sweden. So people are like, who is this? She's playing in Sweden, which was not as common back then as it is now to play overseas and get accepted into the U.S. women's national team. Okay. So she said that at first it was kind of awkward with Christen because they didn't really know her, and she played in Sweden and it was awkward for everyone. But then at a point she was just like, she's my age, she's our age, you know. She was really digging Christen's energy. She goes, yeah, really, she seems like a nice person. I want to hang out with her. And then this is what Lauren Chaney said. She told A-Rod and Tobin, and Tobin's like, no, I don't really want to hang out with Christen.
So cliquey.
Like, we're the friends, not Christen. And then here, Christen said, yeah, she basically thought Tobin, and she made a comment that the way she says it, I believe she said that she thought Tobin was kind of rude.
Yeah, it's so funny.
I don't think we'll play the clip, but maybe I'll put the non-audio, or maybe I'll link it or something. But she said, you know, she thought they were cliquey, and she thought Tobin specifically was cliquey. And she had a story also where when they were at the Olympics in 2012, Tobin specifically said to her,
sometimes, Christen, you have to do things that you don't like to do. And I was like, this chick's dead to me. Okay. I think
which I just think is so funny because you go from that pretty much not liking each other, kind of, not really, but not being friends, and then being lovers and
friends then lovers.
Yeah, they're going to friends and lovers. And also at the end of that clip, Tobin goes, and somehow we were still on roommate lists, which I guess they make their roommate list, and somehow we were still on I was still on your roommate list.
Oh, then it got a little spicy. No.
Well, and that's kind of what I'm saying. Maybe Christen looked at Tobin and said something about her that just, I can't put my finger on it. I just really like that energy. Like, I kind of like that she's kind of against me.
Yeah, she's got that Tobin energy that just, I mean, how can you not be attracted to that?
Yes.
If you're Christen or anyone else in the world.
Or she almost had a thing where she liked the challenge. Okay, this person's not my friend. I'm going to make this person my friend. Because a lot of times you have people in your life like that who maybe aren't your friend. And it's almost like your job it's almost like you want to win them over kind of thing.
I cannot tell you how many people in my life, like in college, that when I first met them, I did not like them. Mm-hmm. And I would, and then obviously we became really close friends and really good friends after that. It happened with quite a few people. Maybe I'm the problem. So yeah, it happens.
If Tobin already has her 2 best friends, A-Rod and Lauren, then it's kind of like, it's great. I'm not against this person, but I don't want to hang out with them. But that is a cute story, to kind of their origin story, because I love these little tidbits of their origin story. And then also, Lauren made a point to say when she was on last year that she liked Christen. She thought she liked her energy. She liked her. And Lauren also told stories how it was always her wants to be the best teammate she could be, for a lot of reasons, but specifically just because she first got on the team, that was what she knew she could do to help the team in any aspect. And she thought, I'm going to be the best teammate I can be. And that includes being friends with, being someone who is, I don't know, approachable and nice. And, that was her first impression of Tobin. Tobin was I don't even want to say she said cliquey. That was the word she would, but almost kind of like a mean girl, standoffish, I suppose. She was very standoffish. But I thought that was very honest. And then when Christen said, this person's, Tobin's dead to me. I mean, to go from that to them being, say they're married. We don't know. But that to being married now, I think is so iconic.
It's a classic, what's the opposite of a meet cute?
Yeah. Like the lore of Preath, and I love it.
The classic, they're enemies at first, and then they're like lovers. So yeah, we love it.
But that was super cute. So I just want to hear more and more of these stories. So I love it. I love that section on their Re-Ink broadcast. I love that section of the questions they answer. Also, I'm going to show a bunch of Tobin and Christen pictures in the background while we're talking about this. But super cute. I mean, it was Pride Month, and here's a super cute pictures of them holding hands.
Oh my gosh.
I love that. And then they had part of, I think they always have a Pride collection, because these super cute pictures burn the binary. I love Loving Girls.
Oh yeah, need that.
They were celebrating Pride Month, and they've been posting so many pictures, and it's just going to be exciting to see Christen back playing. Yeah, so that was kind of the video, that kind of just moment, because I love it. I love, and then also, we also had videos about this years ago talking about, Tobin was best friends with the new kids. But then at some point, Tobin and Alex Morgan really became really close. And it seemed like Alex and Tobin Heath were best friends for a bit. And then, we talked about that after they were best friends, that's when Tobin and Christen got together. So Tobin seems very loyal to her best friend at the time. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The new kids, Alex Morgan, then Christen. Almost like she doesn't want to spread herself too thin with too many best friends, because some people do that.
Yeah, I get that.
Tobin seems very committed to her best friend at the time.
I have a best friend for every day of the week.
And it's kind of like this. I just clicked on this graphic. Tobin is so loyal, and Christen too. But I just see this graphic
co-founding, co-CEOing, co-hosting, cohabitating, co-everything, really.
They really are. So it's
co-parenting. No, I'm just kidding.
It's fun to see where they started off, where Christen was basically, where they weren't having it with each other practically. Not really, but Tobin wasn't interested in having new friends. Christen was like, well, she's something else, to doing everything and being everything to being everything to each other. You know what I mean? I think it's very sweet. What does everyone think? What did everyone think about that story? Question, comments down below. And yeah, excited to see what Tobin and Christen. Like I said, I'm just playing a bunch of pictures in the background, but.
And let us know if you had, if your origin story was similar to Christen and Tobin's, didn't really vibe at first and then vibed a little too well. No.
Exactly. Questions, comments down below. We'll talk to everyone later. Have a great night.
Bye.
Bye.